Say hi. Say welcome to Align with Ariana. Say hi. Blow kisses. Blow kisses. Mwah. Say welcome to Align with Ariana. Hi, welcome to Align with Ariana. I am Ariana, of course, your favorite psychic medium. I am able to go beyond the veil of life and death to connect with spirits that are nice and sometimes not so much. In this Tell My Story edition, I want to reconnect back with George Floyd. I know the situations are very sensitive, so I would like to put my disclaimer out here at the beginning of this video. During this reading, a lot of the content that I might connect with will probably bring about emotions or some sort of conflicts. I am here in no way, shape, or form to encourage violence of any form. I want to connect with him to let you guys know what he's thinking, and I want to get deeper into what is going on with the energies and the riots that have been surrounding everyone. I know that emotions are very high at this present moment, and connecting with his energy is actually very easy because he is still in motion, meaning that he has not transitioned. His energy is still in this forward movement, and it is kind of locked on this earthly realm. The reason why George has not made a decision is because he actually chose to stay to make sure that he can make an impact in some sort of way. Now, what I will tell you is that everything that I am connecting with from the spiritual realm, from Floyd, is that he is very high emotion right now. So he does have a lot of high emotions with connecting with this energy, and he does want to send a lot of love and peace on the journey. But he is actually here to make a statement. He is here to connect with others, to let others know that it is time for some things to change. So he is referencing a lot through this connection is that standing up and fighting for things or making some sort of energy move towards raising the vibration or letting people know what it means to stand for something. He is very supportive of. I want to make sure that I'm being very careful with information, and as it's coming through, I'm funneling what he is saying. But he is saying that this movement and this connection needed to happen, but he wants everyone to know that this situation is much deeper than what it appears. He did talk about a lot about the connection and the relationship, and as he mentioned before in my first reading, if you did not go check that out, he did mention that it is going to be very common for a lot of his past to come out. So there is going to be a lot of things from his past that reflects his character that will come out. These things, as I mentioned way before, when this first initially happened, it is going to be very important for you to go back over the things that I talked about for my first reading. He knows that it's going to come up. He knows, he's aware that there's going to be a character discredit from him. He's actually anticipating it. He's saying the reason why all of this has not came up yet is because everything is very escalated at this point, and it's making it hard for those things to come up because those will actually do more damage than they will help. So he is talking about his past. He does live in some sort of regret as it relates to his past or the things that he has done in the past, and he's talking about a career, some things that he had chose to connect with other people, other individuals, other women. He said some other women might call him a womanizer or something of that character, but he is saying that this is something that he chose as part of his experience, as his life experience, and he's actually not taking it back. He's saying this was a choice that I chose as my life experience, and many might judge me for it, but this is something that I chose to do. He is actually trying to live through that, and he's going through the proper process to get rid of the thoughts that he had transitioning, because he was at a point in his life where he was getting ready to make a change and getting ready to make a transition into he was shedding some old karmic energy, and he was making a transition to move past that. So this was actually a partnership, a connection, some sort of agreement. He's saying that a lot of what is going on, there was an agreement that took place that a lot of people were not aware of on this day with him, And he is saying that there might be some ties or connections to the individual or the officer that actually took his life to him. He is saying that there was some sort of contract or connection. He is making that very clear, that it was a contract or some sort of deed that happened, a processing of exchanging forms or some sort of form, a loan form or extended form or some sort of form, an agreement, an engagement between the two. And this is how this played out. He's saying that this agreement was the cause of it playing out the way it played out. So whatever this agreement is, he is saying that this was an exchangement or agreement that was made in both areas of both people's life to go through this. He is expressing that he did not, he wasn't fully aware during the situation when he was arrested that he knew or had any connections to any of the officers, but he is making a big inclination that he did have some sort of agreement or something of some sort with the officer, that they had some agreement. So he might be realizing now who the officer was, but he is saying that there was some sort of agreement. He is also saying that something happened. So the situation was definitely not meant to escalate. He is saying that the agreement, there was some sort of staging or some sort of something that was supposed to happen or take place, but it was never supposed to resort into a life. And he's saying that this happened based upon the agreement. He keeps going back over the agreement. So whatever that is, what I am telling you guys is what I am seeing from my spiritual eyes and what I am getting from my spiritual team and the guidance to move forward to give you this information. Everything that I connect with, a lot of this information will not be in the news, will not be in the media, would not be in any shape, form, or fashion able for you to research it. These are things that might come up later upon investigations, but these are mostly things that I am connecting with the spiritual realm to guide me and give me what I need. I do not connect with the spirits for me. I give the information for you so that you are able to go through and see things more clearly using a spiritual eye as I am. Also, when I am connecting with him, he did mention, like I talked about in the first part one, he mentioned that he had a sister or a mother or some sort of girlfriend, but it was a woman in particular that he was very connected with. He is still trying to connect with her on the spiritual realm and reach out in that way. He does mention that he does have a passion or connection with women. So he does love women. So he is making this connection here. So whoever this woman is, he is trying to make a connection with her. He is trying to build some sort of connection with her. He does have energy, like I said, that has not been able to process or move forward into the spiritual realm at this moment. Everything that he is going through and experiencing is earthbound. And he is also saying that he played a vital role into that, and he made a choice and decision to stay earthbound, that he was not ready to move or transition to the spiritual realm, because a lot of the things that he's going through, he wants to feel like he wants to resolve any problems on the earthly manner or the earthly realm. Now, as I did mention before, a lot of the outcomes of what will come up from part one, be sure to go check that out. If you have not seen part one, go back, check that out, so you're able to follow along here as I am going through this part two reading. Now, as I connected about the outcome of this situation, he did express that there will be a lot of discord, and there's a lot of information that was going to cause a lot of conflict. But I want to connect with him to see what he has to say about the riots or the things or the different transitions of the world in general happening at once, because he did discuss with me earlier that this energy was very chaos. It was very chaotic, and it reminded me of the energy of Kali Ma, the goddess Kali Ma, or also known as Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess, which was meant to destroy things upon the earth to get a reset or a restart to a new beginning. And what I am saying in no way, shape, or form is enticing anyone to go ahead and start a riot and do those things. I do not condone violence. That's my disclaimer here. But I will tell you this, that the information that is coming through, when I am connecting with Floyd, he is very much connecting and building a relationship with that type of energy. So what we do have moving forward is that a lot of this information, as I mentioned before, prior to the things popping up, is that it is going to be very important for you to take care of your spiritual body and make sure that you are using great judgment, because a lot of things that are going on currently right now are not as they appear. Systems are very deeply rooted and very systematic, very structured, and a lot of this has to do with a spiritual warfare that is going on, a spiritual system. Now, I'm not here to bring beliefs into this reading, but I am letting you know that this has a lot to do with construction or bringing about a new change in beliefs or systems. So it is time for new beliefs, new systems, new organizations, new things to come about. As I connect with Floyd, this energy is very prominent and is very real during this season. A lot of this season does connect with the summer solstice. A lot of this energy does connect with the summer solstice, and it has a lot to do with other entities or other energies manipulating and moving things to affect or bring about a certain change. Be careful of triggers that can happen at this very moment, as he is warning you that a lot of the things, he's talking about red dot. He keeps saying red dot or red summer, red dot, red summer, red summer. So when I reference red summer, I believe that he's talking about a systematic structure or some sort of system that is meant to be rebuilt. I'm not sure exactly what red summer is, but he's making the connection of a red summer. He said red dot at first, but I believe now he's saying red summer. So if anyone wants to go out there and look that up, feel free. But I'm probably going to check it out myself to see what he is referencing in this point. But he is talking a lot about a red summer. So this could indicate a lot to do with things that are out of control or out of some sort of elemental fact that is going on from other sources. So what he is telling me is that a red summer is occurring. So this has a lot to do with contracts. He's 100% sure of that. He's not even talking about the standpoint from his emotional feelings, how he felt. He is still earthbound, so he is able to see things on many realms, and actually, especially on the earthly realm. So he tells me that he's traveling around to all these different areas. As he's traveling on the earthly realm, he's still earthbound, so he's able to maneuver and get information on the earthly realm. So a lot of the information that he's gathering, he wants to come back to his ancestors. He wants to come back and guide others to move through the process, but he is specifying that things are not as they seem. So I want to thank you guys for aligning with Ariana. If you would like your own personal reading, please visit www.alignwithariana.com for more details, for more goodies, for more working your magic. Peace.